Can you hear me? Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello. Oh no. There we go. Okay, cool. Hey, first time I didn't need any help from somebody. That's pretty good. And welcome, Jackalope. Thank you for the nice comment. I thought I would just get on here because I did. Oh, whoa. Hello, hello. What's up, Dirty Water? Yeah, I just thought I'd get on and. Because I have to hunt a couple of boxes this weekend of quarters. Because I got two more today that I was not expecting because it's like a week early. Normally I get them on every 2 weeks. But I got some last week, I got a couple this week, so now I got to really get through some, or I'm just going to have all these quarters sitting here not doing anything. So, I thought I would just jump on. I was waiting until Rob was just about done with all of their stuff, but they're taking too long because I don't want to be on forever. So I thought I'd get started. And then if anybody wants to come in and hang out and chit chat or whatever, more power to them. We are not streaming vertical this time. I thought we'd try it the other way and see what happens. Everybody kind of sounded like they would rather have that anyway. So let me get set up here, get some rolls out. How is everyone doing on a Friday night? Oof. Sloppy Stacks, how are you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Thank you for coming. We're just going to see if we can find maybe something in this box. I will say that I was going to do a recap of the last live stream, and it pretty much sucked. There was not hardly anything that I found in that other box. And we only went through half of it on the stream, which I'm not going to promise you that we're going to get through it all tonight, this box, but I thought we'd just get through some rolls and see what we can find. Jackalope, who's Rob? You know, that other guy, the guy that some people like to watch him. I don't know. He's giving away some privy quarters tonight, I think, so definitely people want to get in there. Jim Thompson, thank you for coming. Greetings from the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Sweet. We know some good people from North Carolina, and you are included in that bunch. Alright, well, I'm going to try not to talk as much as I did, or at least try not to read as much as I did, I guess, or it'll take as long as we did the last time. So, we're just going to get started. May do a little bit more scoping if you guys want to see that, so I'm going to try to pull out some of the things that I like to really, look for specific things on, I guess. Because I don't think we're going to end up probably having any silver or anything, but who the heck knows? You never know. I'm going to have to get my discards over here. What is Dirty Water hunting? Yeah, that was a great find, wasn't it? I hate to say, but Dirty Water likes to show off some of his stuff before he puts it in his videos, and I was a little jealous at some of the finds that he was having. Paula Bloom, what is up, my friend? What is going on tonight? I hope you are having a great night. We're just going to look through some quarters and see if we can find anything worthwhile. Stop spreading negativity. Well, I can't say I'm not jealous, because I am. You find a lot of good stuff, and I am very happy for you with everything that you find, honestly. Honestly, honestly. Yes, the Dream Crusher has approved some of Dirty Water's finds. That 83, man, that's a nice one. That was a good one. Like I say, I'm just going to pull some of these out that I will be looking at anyway later. Probably not pull them all out, but I thought we'd, you know, scope some just to look and see what we can find, if anything. But I definitely want to try to go a little faster than we did last stream, because that took quite a while. And there's only, what are we on, the 28th? There's only a few more days left of the month. Is that a filly? Yeah, that is a filly. I'm getting ready to watch my grandson play football. First game of the season. Oh, well, good luck to him. Yeah, you are 2 hours behind us, so it's getting dark here, but of course football, they're going to have lights anyway. Not that comment, you not finding silver. Oh, yeah, you're right. I probably will find silver, Dirty Water. But I ended up, that last box, there was no silver, no W's, no really decent finds at all. What is that? That looks weird. So yeah, like I say, I was going to do a recap of all the finds, but they were all 0, so I can't find my loop. I know, I've got a freaking scope right here. I was trying to look and see. This just looked weird to me. For whatever reason. I think it's just the darkness of it. Made it stand out pretty bold. Got more DDRs to finish out the month? I do, the entire channel. Oh, I could imagine, Paula. Faster, boo! What's up, EP? Thanks for coming. Yeah, Jim, we're going to try to find some more DDRs and DDOs. We've got a couple more for the shorts, of course, until the 31st. And the last one, I really like the last one, so I'm hoping you guys do too. I know a lot of people have been saying that they've enjoyed seeing a lot of different things. Oh, we've got a 2026 Mayflower Compact, and it is a filly, so we're going to put that aside because, as you guys know, there are some DDRs on those. Chuck will be on with us Thursday. Oh, awesome! That is awesome. I have, it's been a long time since I have talked to him personally. So that is great. I love Chuck. Is he going to talk about his, the website changes and stuff with us? Because I've been using it a little bit. I haven't, I plan on probably joining, but I'm kind of waiting until, you know, my situations change a little bit, so. That's nasty. That's nasty. Did you find a W proof? He sure did. The funny thing was he was teasing us with it, Paula, and was telling me to. I was trying to guess, so he kept guessing at what it could have been. He showed us the reverse of it, so I kept going for like some big hitting DDOs and stuff like that. I never even crossed my mind that it was W proof. Shiny Century Philly. That's got a DDO on it. Ooh, she's kind of dirty. Oh, okay. Well, nobody's gonna know, Paula, because, you know, there's only a few people that come and hang out here usually. But I appreciate each and every one of you for doing so. Laptop guy, what's up? Just found an unlisted Edar, double die, searching only roughly 30 coins, doubling on the eye and nostril. Jovita. There are, I think, isn't it the Jovita that's got like a lot of really nice eye ones? I love those. I mean, you know, you've got the Lincoln scents that have like a ton of doubled eyes, and now these women's quarters with all of them is really pretty sweet. Yucky Kansas. Like I said, I don't know. Well, I don't know. You know, my shorts, I've been I've been doing them like 2 or 3 a night, and they kind of run together for me. So I don't know if I've even shown the one that I basically said I love to give people extra things to look for when I find something that's Denver, because there's not as many, you know, Denver minted double dyes and things like that. And yeah, so, but then it makes my hunts longer too when I find that stuff. We'll be promoting it. Yeah, of course we will. It's nearly identical to VDDO3, but doubling in the nostril is slightly larger and it's missing the die cracks. Nice. Need to get Shannon to 1K. Yes, we do. We need to try and get... That's one reason also why I thought I'd try and start doing a few more of these little hunts and things like that, because if you all know, there are changes being made to YouTube, and as of February 1st, there is going to be... you're going to have like twice as many watch hours and things like that in order to become monetized. And like, I don't really need tons of money from YouTube, but it would be nice to at least make something off of it, because yeah. So if we can get to 1,000 pretty soon, and if I can get my watch hours up by the end of January, then it's possible. Anything is possible, especially with this community. Oh, thanks, Jackalope. I appreciate that. I tried to go through and you know, really try to pick out some that like I didn't think people would even look for, because they're not like the most popular designs or whatever. So I was hoping to kind of just educate everyone on maybe something that they didn't know they could find. Whoa, that's a shiny 65. I wish it was shiny in the silver way, but my light is horrible, isn't it? Can't really see it very well. Can't see it because it's so shiny, I guess. And my cameras kind of suck, but I'll have to hold that one out. See ya, Paula. Thanks for stopping by, and good luck to your grandson with the game. It'll be shantastic. You got it. Thank you, Dirty Water. Oh, that one I don't want. 83. Let us know if they win. So has anybody else besides Dirty Water and Laptop Guy found anything good this week? Oh, I found a really good one. Let me go here real quick. If I can figure out how to do this. Extreme close-up. I found one of my favorites. Paul has seen this, but that's okay because she's left anyway. But I found a 1990 Philly. He's kind of scratched up on his face there and stuff. EP might like this too if he's still around. We flip that bad boy over, and we have a struck through rimber. I had to ask Paula what she thought because I was not positive. I knew it was not, didn't look like damage, but I didn't really know exactly what it was. I didn't realize that those rim burrs could be that big. So, yeah, that's my other big find for the week. I've been looking at a few dimes. What are the chances that someone will pick up your unattributed varieties and make them a thing? I mean, there's quite a possibility. Anybody could find one of those. Are you talking about like sending them in and having them attributed? Absolutely. And if anybody, does find them and do that, let me know because that would be great. I definitely don't mind. I mean, I would send a bunch of them in, but it costs money because they ask you to they ask you to pay for that. So, and you got to pay for the shipping back and forth and all those kinds of things. And I just don't have that additional money right now. So, I mean, it does not bother me a bit if somebody does pick one of those up and send them in. But I'd love for you to let me know and say, ooh, I got my name on this. I discovered what I believe to be a DDR on my Mayflower quarter in my mint set. Oh, nice. I'm sure it could be Jackalope because there are, I think I have found, I keep forgetting, it's either 6 or 8 so far, and we'll take a look at, I've got a couple of Mayflower compacts already pulled out. We'll take a look at those and see if we can find anything, but there's like at least 6 different DDRs that I have that are not attributed. There's the one that's already on Variety Vista, which we have also seen, but it's actually totally different than the ones I've been finding, so I would say it is absolutely something that you are probably correct. You probably do have one. Thanks, EP. Few things here and there. Going to put up a short on a bunch of DDRs on LMCs. They're pretty minor, but still fun to look at. A couple of Denvers too. Oh, nice. Definitely can't wait for that one, Sloppy Stacks. Like I say, I hate to increase the length of time that I have to spend with my hunts, but it also makes it more fun. I'm just waiting for one day to find one that's like cherry picker's guide worthy. And you never know, that could happen. Somebody could find another one pretty soon. I still have not had a lot of luck finding like numerous 2026s. But I will say this: these are my two coin tubes for my. This is my 2026s that I've found. This includes the George Washington, as well as my Mayflower compacts. And those are all the ones that have nothing on them. There's all the ones that the Mayflower compacts that have DDRs on them. So my stack is just about as big of the ones that do have double dies as the ones that don't. Need more Philly stuff to hunt. Yeah. I'm in the same boat. Most of my stuff has Denver on it. Good thing about that sometimes is that a lot of the Denver ones are bigger and crazier. You know, some of the Denver finds you could have. Ooh, this one's yucky. I hope it's not a West Point. It is not. Yeah, thank goodness for Philly's terrible quality control, right? They also just strike so many coins, you know. I'd like to know, I mean, I wouldn't really like to know. I'm just thinking in my mind or speaking out loud, but I wonder how many different sets of dies that, you know, each facility goes through. Like for every year and stuff. Because the thing about it is, I mean, Denver may go through more sets of dies than Philly does because Philly uses them so much longer, and that's why we have all the die cracks and chips and later stage damage stuff. I want to find a 95D DDO on the quarter or on the... Is that on the Lincoln cent? Which one are you talking about? Because I don't think there's one on a quarter, right? Philly is less than the rest. Yeah, probably. Sent the 8R to the live coin queue. Okay, cool. Thank you, laptop guy. That will give us some stuff to talk about. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that is a good one. I'm not going to promise, because I'm horrible about knowing what I have in my collection at times. Of course, there are some that I'm like, yes, I definitely have, or no, I definitely don't. But the 95, I'm thinking I might have bought one of those. I'm not positive, honestly, and that makes me kind of sad, but look for the 2024 D Lincoln DDR 1 cent on eBay, no luck. Would be nice if Philly did a worse job on occasion. Would be nice to see a double die like the 95 penny. Yes, it would. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There's some good ones. Like, I guess we could look at this one, but like the pictured rocks. You know, on the obverse, there's a really good double die on that one, as well as like the 2020, the one with the mangrove tree. What's that one called? I'm old and my memory goes. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Don't make me stop this thing and pull out my belt, Doug. What is up, brother? Good to see you. Thank you for stopping in. Limu, Emu, and Doug. I don't have all the fancy stuff that EPU has, but you know, I'll try to make you feel welcome. The other thing, I mean, I know people search differently, and you know, a lot of people. One of the reasons that I want to, or I would mention why I line up my coin. I don't know, you know, it's hard for me not to, but I usually line them up and then flip them. And one of the reasons is because I don't want to miss. I do want to look at both sides to see if there's any kind of errors or whatever, but also. What if there's a rotated die or something like that? If I'm looking at it, you know, if I'm just looking at it crooked or whatever, I feel like, oh, I'd miss that. Oh, it's a Philly. Oops, maybe I should take that one out. How about them Mariners? Did they win? I don't generally keep up with baseball very much. I used to, but I was more into basketball and to an extent more football personally. Put that in there. Can be yours for the low price. 2,000. All right. Two out of three against Philly. Nice. Or I say nice. Is is EP a big Philly supporter, or is he a Mariners fan? I don't even know. I always look at the volcano one. I don't keep them when they're in cruddy condition, but on the Philadelphia, I have found a pretty nice sized. Good Lord, it's so bright. A pretty nice sized die chip, like right in. Yeah, come on. right about there in the volcano eruption stuff. Whatever you call that, all the magma flying up in the air, I don't know. Oh, wait. Salt River Bay has DDOs, DDRs, both Philly and Denver. There's another one, but this one's a Denver, the volcanoes. Has anyone in chat found the 1980 Lincoln Cent DDO? I've scoped endless amounts, no luck. No, I have not. Lost game 360. That's the 2284D double die reverse Cent Dirty Water was talking about. Oh, I got you. Probably the best modern double die. Yeah, not worth 2,000. Yeah, that's okay. People like to exaggerate what their things are worth. That is for sure. Take a look at her. Yeah, Dirty Water probably won't have to buy one. He's got a lot of luck on his side. I'm betting on him finding one eventually. Oh, is it slabbed as the Discovery? Make sure that doesn't have the clash. Does not. Harper's Ferry, we check all of those because who knows? Someday we'll find a DDR on a Denver. I just have the feeling. Okay. You're still trying to fit the horse up there? Yeah, I hear you. If not, just take the horseshoes off and use those. Every time I see 89 Denver, I'm thinking, I'm gonna find that that RPM. I've also never found that Colorado cud. (2019) Denver. So far, nothing tremendously spectacular, but I have a feeling we're going to find something decent. I'm hoping, if nothing else, I'm sure I'm not going to find necessarily that privy quarter in one of these boxes, but I still haven't even seen one of those quarters in circulation or anything. My bank hasn't even. So I don't know when they're going to get to us. But I am definitely keeping the eye out. No Colorado? Yeah. I know, isn't that crazy? I would have thought I'd found 3 or 4 by now. Oh wait, that's Denver. Denver, New York has a DDR or 2. Right on the knuckles of the Statue of Liberty. I have not found one of those either. But that one I'm sure that I will, because my buddy Changes Good has found some, and he's not very far from me. Where did that one go? I'll put that one over here. Let's see, I'm gonna look there. Those Ozark Riverways have some really nice double dyes on them. I have not found some of those big ones on the left-hand tree like some of our friends have been showing off recently. Oh yay, looky there. We got an Arizona, oops, with the dye chip. If I can get this thing looking at it. Oh my gosh, hang on. Hang on. Let me see if I can fix this. Maybe. No? Well, that didn't do it, huh? That did not help it. Let me do this. Let me turn it off and turn it right back on. Maybe that'll help. Like I say, I need a new microscope. It's not helping. Come on. Oh my lord. Alright. Let me try the unplug and plug it back in. See if it'll find it now. Why, oh why? Oh, well, that sort of did it. I'm not happy. Okay, wait. Well, it's good enough. Now my finger's not in the way so you can see it. There you go. Got that dye chip covering the initials a little bit. it doesn't work any better than that when we go to scope, we may be out of luck. Ooh. Is that paint or is that just gunk? I don't know, it might be painted. I'll put that one aside. Our buddy Treasure and Change likes those. Why didn't I tell you? I didn't tell anybody, Indigon. I just thought I would do it. And I was kind of waiting on, you know, trying to get through most of Rob's stream before I did it, but then he was going too long, so I just figured I better start or else, you know, I might be here all night. So I didn't want to do that. We're going to start calling Indigon Dream Crusher 2. Apparently, the DDR that I picked out for today, was it today's? I guess it was today's episode. May have been some master doubling. I hadn't seen that anywhere, so I did not know that. Communication is key. Yeah. He didn't marry me. I don't have to report in all the time. Finally, a fun live stream. Well, it is now that you're here, Papa G. Did you bring bacon for everyone? Just the stars. Well, which stars? Is it all the stars? Is it the stars behind the eagle's head? Is it the stars around the thing? Or is all the stars everywhere? Because I'm mostly concerned about the ones behind the eagle's head. Those are the coolest ones. So if those aren't, then that would be sweet. Bacon and brownies. And Indigon, it's not a problem to also bring anything to my attention because I am never going to declare that I know everything, believe me. And especially on those things like I'm pretty sure I could, you know, that thing on the top of the right wing, are when we're looking at it, not when, if you're looking at the eagle, it's actually the eagle's left wing. We know that that's some sort of master doubling, but like I'm not going to do the investigation to try to figure out if it was on a die or a hub or a whatever it might be. And the only reason that we can pretty much be 100% sure is because we've seen enough examples on several different years. But some of them that they come up with, I don't know how they would ever know. Jim, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. No good finds yet, Papa G. But there will be, I can promise. There will be. If I have to pull something, actually, if I have to pull something out of a book and throw it in here, there'll be something to look at. Patsy Takamono Mink. Oh wait, put her over there. Always like to check those for the even when it's Denver's, because there's some stuff on, I think, both. No cheating. James, welcome in. Thank you for coming. Took me 2 weeks to hunt a box of pennies. Hey, that sounds about right. As long as you're, you know, there's so much to look for. I don't know how Dirty Water can get through as many coins as he does, for one thing. I take way too much time. Oh, God! Spill. Coin explosion. I spend way too much time looking at things, and I can't hunt using my scope, which I know that he's good at doing that. But I just do not trust that I'm gonna see everything, because when I have tried, I have gone back to double checking and found that I've missed stuff. So, oh wait, we gotta take those out now. We know there's Denver's on that one too. Has anybody found that that double retained die cud on the Wilma Mankiller? It's a filly. That big one that used to sell for hundreds of bucks. Pulling down his shorts again. Nope, nobody's found that one. Yeah, EPU takes a little while to hunt through his stuff, but that's alright. I like watching people look for things. No matter how small they are. TWSSS. Probably never will. Yeah, maybe, you know. You never know. You're always going to miss some stuff, just depends on what you're okay with missing. I will say, Indigon, that I am okay with missing a lot more than I used to be. And that's by choice, I guess, because, you know, there's so many things, and it's like there's certain coins you're going to be like, I'm going to investigate that all day long, but then something else, all these small things, if one gets by, you know, there you go. Midwest Coin Hunter found the obverse one. Well, that's pretty good. I mean, that's half the battle, right? If you can find the obverse, then just got to find the one with both. I found one. I've got it in my book. I don't remember which one, but it looks like it looks like it's one that's in Cuds on Coins, but there's like dual Cuds on a particular quarter, and I think that the one I found was before the second Cud happened, which was kind of cool. I can't remember what year it was, though. I've got it in my book. I found it a long time ago. I try to never miss a true double die, but I miss lots of die chips, cracks, etc., as I really don't collect them unless they're prominent or major. Yeah, that's one thing I've changed too. Like, for example, that Arizona with that small, you know, I probably won't keep it, but if it were bigger, I might. The box and a half of quarters today actually fundamentally changed what I search for and what I'm not bothering with. Yep. Don't want to miss the extra claw on the Alaska. And no, yes, no, I'm sorry, I don't keep all of my 2009s. Because I'm going to die before they are worth anything anyway. Unless I find something in really good condition. I'll keep the good condition ones. The fat letter double dice. Those are the hardest for me too, Jackalope. Honestly. I like my double dice to be apparent. Box mills. Throwing a bunch back as they're starting. Yeah, because there's, you know, it's really cool to especially when you start collecting and things like that. You know, it's cool to find those things because you're actually finding stuff, and you also may not realize or understand what a double die or an RPM may look like, or and all that time you're learning, but you can pretty much identify a die crack. Ooh, it's got a booger on it. A die crack or a die chip pretty easily. Hashtag licky licky. So yeah, I have examples of the extra cactus leaves over the year. Oh yeah. Down over the 2008. Yeah, there's a big one that goes right across there. I kind of looked for that one too, and that one's not that one's not bad because I don't think that one's as found as much. 2012 has lower mintage anyway, most of them. True. Acadia has the lowest. Early clad DDRs are hard to because the dies are usually trashed and deteriorating too. Yeah. Yeah, whenever they you start having all the breaks and cracks and chips and things, and die deterioration is the worst, you know, to try to find double dies on. Because the first thing I always do is look at it and say, oh, well, it's probably just die deterioration. Unless it's something that's, you know, a big one that's well known, and I can also look for die markers and stuff. Hey, Patsy. There's a little struck through grease on this one. Come here. Come here. It's almost like that In God We Rust, but it's not quite that strong. It's on a Denver. Ooh, Denver Duke Ellington with a big, huge gash in his eyeball. That's not good. I hope it's not the DDR. Most of these things I can't see, though, without looking at it under some kind of magnification, so we will just have to look and see. Haven't found anything on early clad except 69D type H. Well, after I get through with these August shorts, I do have a short that I need to put up because Indigon's going to have to look at it, and some of you other quarter experts, and tell me what you think. Wolf Metals 16th. Well, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it, and thank you for hitting that thumbs up. And for anybody that hasn't, please do if you're enjoying yourself. The conversation seems pretty good there in the chat. We've got 14 people watching, it looks like. So I thank everybody for coming in. I'm just waiting to go, ooh, look what we found. It always comes at the time that you least expect it. Vanessa, welcome. Good to see you. Hey, Detectable. Good to see you as well. Have I found anything? Not yet. I've got some stuff I'm stacking up so that we can look at it under the scope a little later. I mean, I found there's a little bit of a struck through dye underneath the scope there, or struck through grease, excuse me. And then I found an Arizona with the dye chip over the designer's initials. It's a small one. It's not a really huge one, but speaking of struck through, I'd love to find a blind bat or burning building. Yeah, I found a very small version of the burning building, which I'm pretty happy about. Not too long ago. Never found one of the blind bat ones. I know that Shay Hoffmaster has found whenever they first came out, he had found one of the really big ones with like the entire face gone. So that's pretty sweet. Only a sense of humor. You're funny, Papa G. You are funny. That's why we love you. Come on, W. Nope. You sold about 5 blinds. Oh my gosh. Did you at least keep one for yourself? That must have been a while back, because I don't remember you finding any of those recently. Okay, give me 1 second, because I gotta find what I did with my loop. Ay, ay, ay. It's gotta be here somewhere. Unless I carried it over to the other side of the room. I'll just take this one. Good thing is, I don't just have one loop. I have got dozens. Okay. I'm just checking that mint mark. Back in 2020. Oh, yeah. Have a graded one and a raw still. Nice. Are they... I'm assuming that you kept some of the larger ones. Just dirt. Not Denver. Lyle! Big winner on Rob's tonight, man. Congratulations. Good to see you. Thank you for coming over. Lucky son of a gun got himself a privy quarter. That's awesome. Dirty 81. Ooh. Nope, nothing odd about that. Silver's at 67.12 per ounce. That's not bad. I was kind of guesstimating that when it eventually leveled out, if it did, it would probably be 50 to 60 bucks. I don't know. I think it stayed at 20 to 30 for a long time when it probably should have been, you know, moving up. Oh, let's look at that. But that's okay, because I was happily accepting donations of silver at that time, so... is torn up, or I would keep it to look at, I should say. So who besides Endigon has quarters as their favorite denomination to hunt? And I only say he does because he probably does. Quarters for me are the easiest, like, to remember all the stuff that I can look for, I guess. Like, the only things I probably wouldn't know right off the bat would be some of the varieties on, like, the silver quarters, and that's just because I don't see those all the time. I'm probably the newest collector in this chat. I've been collecting since late July of 2025. Nickels are my favorite. Yeah, Detectable has been doing hunting a roll of nickels a day and doing some shorts on his channel. If anybody wants to go over and check him out. I was going to say, we might have a little bit of a dryer coin. God, what do I have to do with this thing? Turn down the heat, maybe, for it to focus. Will it focus? I really got to get a better camera, don't I? Okay. Well, we can tell by the flattened out edge, and then it's very worn in the middle. It's actually not even strong enough because I do collect I collect dryer coins when they're really, like, totally worn down and stuff, and mostly if I find them, but only because they're good examples to use whenever you're trying to explain what's going on with them. And I do not put them up for sale on eBay. Laptop guy, quarters are my favorite as well. I used to dislike them until I discovered how many double dies there are to search for. Yes, lots of stuff to look for. Pennies are my favorite. Guess I'll have to settle with nickels now. Yeah, there's still, tons of pennies out there, and they will be for a long time. It's just the difficulty right now, I think, of getting them in some places. Hurts the hunt funds if I keep stuff. Pennies do not much. Yeah. True. Well, Dirty Water, do you keep track of all the weights that you... I know, because when you hunt pennies, you do the weights of all the copper. Like, do you have a guesstimate of how many overall pounds that you have stashed away? Like, I keep them, but I don't care how, it is what it is. Dollar coins, heck yeah. Quarters have a lot of errors to look for, yes. There are a lot of things that you can find on quarters, a lot of things you can find on pennies. Heck, there's a lot of things you can find on nickels, too. When you start getting into these class 9 double dies. be depositing a few thousand Zinkins into circulation. Yeah, nothing on them because I've searched them all. Penny shortage is most likely a distribution problem. Yeah, and I think also, I think that some of the establishments are just trying to do away with having to deal with them, honestly. Because I know you go to certain places, you know, and you can get pennies all day long, and other ones have started rounding up and all that good stuff already, so I don't know. I don't know. Ask for customer wrap penny rolls, Jackalope. Yeah, the customer wrap, that's where you're really getting the copper from, isn't it? Dirty water. Oops. Because people don't care so much to worry about pulling all that out. Downsides are there's no dollars older than 79, and if you want to keep one, they'll cost more to keep, although NIFCs are cool to find. Well, true, detectable. The ones that you get at the bank for the most part are going to be the small dollars, but always if you go into the bank and you know are getting rolls of coin, no matter what it is, I generally go and I ask them if they have any large dollar coins, because they might have, if nothing else, they might have Eisenhower dollars, which you can find some stuff on there that's really cool. Dirty Water will attest for that because he loves those. But if you're lucky, man, they may pull out a Morgan or something else that somebody's pulled in and dropped off, you know. But you never know till you ask, because sometimes those tellers will just sit on that stuff. Nothing to find in $1, and you typically get gypped on short rolls. Oh, Papa G, come on. You can find some good stuff. If nothing else, you know, here's the thing. Become a real completionist with that collection, and not only collect all the P's and D's, but also collect the Type A's and Type B's, you know, directional edge rim lettering. So you could have like 4 of every year, every design, all that good stuff. I have a couple of really cool ones that I have not found, but I purchased. One being the Washington with no edge lettering, and then one being, which president was it? I don't remember off the top of my head, but it's double edge lettering. So they had actually run it through the lettering process twice, I guess. A lot of banks aren't ordering pennies, but customers still bring them in. Yeah. Innovation Native American dollars are my favorites. When I used to collect paper money, I asked the banks for mutilated currency, and once got a 1928 A series $100 bill. Wow. It's probably losing money holding on to it. Well, EPU, go look at some of the videos on Dirty Water's channel, because you know, he does ike hunts every now and then, and he does show off some pretty cool stuff. There's a lot of little I say little. There's a lot of double dies and things like that that you probably wouldn't guess. Put that inside. Most people don't enjoy dollar coins necessarily, but they're a very nice change, you know, at times. And heck, if you find just one like Wounded Eagle or something like that, or even the Susan B. Anthony wide rim or those kinds of things, that makes it a pretty sweet hunt. Politics aside, they minted 9 million of the semi-Q dollars. I think those are going to be released into circulation. I think maybe. But you know, I mean, how many years have they said, like, say 2019, they said that half dollars were going to be NIFCs, and then they dump boxes of them later. So it's possible. They might have minted a lot of them in anticipation that, you know, there's a lot of people going to want them. I mean, that is a pretty large number, but you never know. Never know what they're thinking. The 2018 Denver Minute halves, yeah. I think I have 4 Susan B. Anthony, Susan B. Ugly wide rims. Nice, Papa G, yes. Did you hear that they're making July 4th privy for the dollar? I believe that is correct. I need to get some of those semi-Q dollars. My sale won't be complete without it. SBAs are what got me interested. Yeah, you know, that's one of those things, like when I was a kid, I mean, probably most of us did it, but anytime I'd see something weird, like a wheat cent or a Susan B. Anthony or whatever, I'd pull it out. My dad did the same thing. You know, put it aside or whatever. I don't think I even ever thought, I just thought, oh, it's cool, as opposed, because it's different, because I don't see it a lot. Just like people, you know, thinking, oh, wow, $2 bills are really, you know, should be valuable or whatever, but they're not because they make so many of them. We just don't see them. If everybody used dollar coins and half dollars and everything else day to day, we probably wouldn't care as much when we see them. I will say I went and bought my daughter a drink from Starbucks earlier today. And I always, you know, they always have that tip box out there by their drive-through window. And I'll usually throw in a couple of half dollars or something to the tip box. Just for the heck of it. Most of the time, if anybody sees it, they'll be like, what is that? Bessie Coleman, Bessie Coleman, Bessie Coleman. Tried giving a $2 bill to a street vendor in New York City. He said no and apologized profusely. And I didn't try to press the issue because I've heard stories of people getting arrested if the cops think it's fake. Oh, interesting. True, Jackalope. We probably will not. I've done the same thing though, laptop guy. Like, we have some people that are, I won't say homeless because I don't know that they're homeless, but they'll be asking for, donations on the side of the road, and I generally stop and give them something because I don't know their situation, and it's not for me to judge what they do with it or whatever. But I will. I also give them, like, I've given them presidential dollars or Susan B. Anthony's or even some Ike dollars or something like that. Just because I think, I think that they're cool. And I have a bunch in my car, so I can just reach, down and grab them. And if I, like I'm saying, if I do tips or whatever, they're always there. So it's easy for me to just grab some and give them to somebody. Yeah, you do need to get another bag of foreigns. What might you find in the next one? A 1909 SVDB or something? Seen a ton of 2021 series that are completely mutilated. Yeah. And then you'll find something that's old that you're like, how did that ever make it through years of circulation? That would be epic. Yes, it would be epic. Yes, it would. But I could see you doing something like that. The Uruguay double die. There are some really nice foreign double dies. And it's so cheap to buy bags of them. I mean, I think you can. I think my LCS sells like, a 5-pound bag for $10 or something. Because they just have so many. Coin Quester, welcome, buddy. Hope you are doing well. Let me know if you're getting ready to go live and I can get off of here so you can have everybody. Dollar coins would save more money than stopping the penny. I'm going to try a quick hunt tomorrow morning, but if not, tomorrow evening. Well, I will say that if you do it tomorrow morning, I probably will not be there, but I will try to be there if you do it tomorrow evening. $10 for 5 pounds is great. I do $10 per pound. That may be what they do, dirty water. I'm not positive. I know you can get, you can get a big, huge bag of them for not very much. Unless they're all, I guess if you're going by weight, you could have a really huge bag of those aluminum coins versus, lead or something else. Just depends on what they're all made of. Don't look for the double die, just search the coin and try to cherry pick a double die. What is up, Pacific Coin Hunter? How are you? Who's been checking all their Perry's Victories for DDRs? I'm not checking the Denver ones, but I do check the Phillies. Browsing coin community, and apparently people overseas are already counterfeiting the privy quarter and selling it on eBay. Yes, they are. We talked about some of that in last night's live coin Q&A, because they have already been coming up with ways to counterfeit those. They look really terrible, but people, it's not like something that you can just find that everybody knows what they look like, down to a T or anything. So I'm sure, there's lots of people that are just like, oh, wow, I can get one for probably pretty cheap compared to what they've seen prices on them. Go out there and buy them and get screwed over. No, look at that one. So my $25 box of custom wrapped rolls yielded 21 wheats, 7 foreign, and 3 dimes. 3 were steel, and oldest was 1917D. That's not bad. I'll tell you, I went, when I had to go get these boxes of quarters today, I had to turn in some other stuff that I had because I just didn't have the cash on me. So I took them and dumped, and I was dumping dimes. And usually, whenever they go through that machine, I get all kinds of, dimes that go through counted as cents. It'll just count them wrong or whatever. And that's how I know that's how they get in those rolls. But today, I did not have any of those, thank goodness. I got pretty lucky as far as that goes. They're making counterfeit. Oh yeah. They're already making counterfeits of the 4th of July privy dollar. Yeah, probably. If they haven't started selling them yet, they will soon, I'm sure. That's why, thank goodness, we have people like Jack Young and Jack Riley and those guys that do lots of stuff with counterfeits. or at least identify counterfeits for us. Not that it stops them from doing it, but, you know, at least if more collectors are aware and can figure out what's fake versus what's not, or have the tools to at least check on them. Then we're much better off. That was just some idiot doing a counter stab on like kissing the presidential thing. Yeah, so there's both actually though, Papa G. There have been people that are doing like some counter stamps, and you know, you can obviously tell those are incuse on the coin and everything else. But there are people that have made that's disgusting. Like actual added a privy or however they do it, I don't know, but really look more like the real thing. I mean, they don't necessarily look like the real thing, but they would fool somebody who doesn't know what they're looking at. Anyone catch the eclipse? I did not, but I saw a thing telling us where we could look. Lady Spitfire, what's going on, my friend? Thank you for stopping by. So far, we have not found any big finds, but I do have some stacks of some stuff that we will try and use my crappy scope on in a little bit. See if that'll work. If not, I may have to start a fundraiser to get me a new scope. Alfred, what is up, buddy? Good to see you. Thank you for coming. Never purchased a counterfeit, but ignorance is bliss, and some of the counterfeits Jack in is identified in genuine TPG vault. Yes. It is very scary how many counterfeits are actually in the graded holders. I mean, every time he comes up with a new one, it's like it's like just crazy. I will say that him doing his counterfeit corner has really educated myself. I'm sure a lot of other people as well. But the best part is just the fact that we all know him. And if I was going to buy a really high-end coin like that, you know, some of those older ones or whatever, I would definitely get him involved before I ever bought it, I think. If I was going to buy it off of eBay, I'd be like, go look at this. But sometimes it doesn't even matter. Sometimes, like, you're buying off of the internet and the picture will be fine, and then they'll just send you junk, you know? Like we're talking about those privy quarters. Like the one person that sent us information on buying a privy coin. The picture, I think, on eBay looked, you know, it was a picture of the real one. And but when they got the coin that they had purchased, it was not, obviously. It was terrible. It just looked odd to me. Do I ever see scope companies at coin shows? I have not, actually. I don't remember ever seeing one there. Scope died a few months ago, too. The wire snapped and I'm too lazy to solder it. I wish it was just a soldering issue. Mine's just kind of crappy. Like if you move too fast, it just freezes up. Sometimes it doesn't do that, but more times than not. Purchased a counterfeit 2-cent coin and silver certificate. Got refunded for the 2-cent, but didn't bother on the silver certificate. Yeah, probably. I mean, did you pay a lot for the silver certificate? It probably wasn't worth it necessarily. Hey, Alex. Good night. I'm watching you hunt and organizing coins at the same time. Just stop by, say hi, and I'm still with you in the live. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. Thank you for coming in. We're just pretty much hanging out and not finding much yet, but we will. Oof. That's a dark one. Dark one. And that's, I don't think that's annealing. That's toning or something. Got into something. Coin ring during Ken's first coin show weekend. I never got it. Tim's was the guy's name. Huh. Well, that's horrible, lady. I'll tell you what, Indigon. I will give you my stand if you give me your scope. I'll take your broken setup and we can just trade. Doing some Rocket League or Fortnite later? I will be. I don't know, you know, if I don't know if Kittle will be or not, but I generally play both a little bit. If I skip one, I skip Fortnite. But then I'll go back and play some Droid Tycoon after I play Rocket League or something. Definitely bought clean coins off of eBay where the pictures looked unclean, but in both cases I got good deals to the point where the cleaning didn't bother me. Yeah, cleaning, sometimes cleaning, or even like if you go watch some of Indigon's stuff where he's looking at his coin grade returns and stuff, like a little wheel mark or something, you know, that will keep it from being gradable. Tough to see those kinds of things. Well, there's an I to B Wells. I don't get very many of those. Probably have to stick that aside. Good thing about eBay is unless you buy something from, you know, like one of those vendors that will like sell you something and then close down their account, you know, eBay will usually get your money refunded. Because they have a pretty strict return policy for most stuff. What's worse is the guy relisted the 2 cents, tried to get eBay to pull the listing with no luck, had to settle with giving the seller negative feedback for what he did. Yeah, I remember Jeff Stanley had bought, I forget what he had bought, but he had bought something from the seller, and it had a big, huge scratch across it when he got it, and he sent it back, ended up sending it back, and the guy resold the same thing again. And the picture did not have the scratch on it. So it was, you know. You live under a rock in the boondocks, Georgia, because I just heard a song by Ren. I don't even know who Ren is, so that's probably pretty good that you heard it. I don't know. Aluminum stands for my scope, still functions all in the... Yeah, yeah. It's, well, what's incredible is they'll catch some of those wheel marks, but they won't catch some other things. You know, it's like eBay almost never pulls counterfeits anymore. Bobby on Coin Community used to have an inside connection, got a lot of fakes removed. Yeah, that's kind of how, Jack got a lot of stuff removed too, and now that it's like bots doing all the replies to like when he sends stuff in, they're not getting pulled nearly as much, but even if they close down their account, you can still get the money back. Then that's good. Well, and I know that he was talking about there's a new policy that they already do, I guess, for like cards, like sports cards and stuff like that, where if it's a value of over $500, then it gets looked at by the authenticators. So you're looking at basically coins being looked at by PCGS for authentication. But still, like we were saying, there's coins in TPG holders that are fakes. So, I don't know. Michael Erickson, thank you for coming in, my friend. Good to see you. Kittle coins. What is that, Mr. Kittle? Hey, Ron. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for coming in. Kittle, Alfred was asking if you're going to play Rocket League or Fortnite. Speaking of unscrupulous eBay sellers, anybody remember Morgan Dealer? A guy would sandblast AU Morgans or airbrush the images to make them look markless. Classic fraud. I don't, but I will also say that I've never bought a Morgan off of eBay. Not one of the things I generally look for. Sometimes I do if I'm trying to cherry pick a really unwell-known variety, or I can't say not well known, because obviously I wouldn't want to cherry pick something that it's not worth the money that you're going to pay for it. Come on. Yuck. Look at that big bad boy. But like I like to look for, I'll check out varieties. Like I would go look at like the top 100 VAMs or whatever, and I would look for something that I'm thinking, oh, a novice collector probably wouldn't see that. But it would be, so they might sell you the coin for, whatever the book price is for the regular coin, and then with it having the VAM on it would be worth quite a bit more. But I don't look a lot for, Morgans are sometimes high dollar anyway. A new reason to pull out the Philly Tuskegee Airman, because Dirty Water found a DDR on one of those. Rocket League might be good. I have to check with executive producer Mark first. That's funny. Mark was messaging me, Discord messaged me yesterday while we were doing the Livecoin Q&A and asking if I wanted to play Rocket League. And I was like, not right now, I'm streaming. He said, you could stream Rocket League? And I was thinking, well, no, well, yeah, if I knew how to do that, I probably could. But I do not at the moment. Should I start streaming my video games? I play them all the time. What do you think the next cool find will be? Any guesses? You mean the next cool find that I find? I am thinking W quarter. That's what I think. We're going to get lucky. Last box, pretty cruddy. No silver, no W's, no even really decent double dies to speak of. And when I say decent, I mean, you know, nerd type decent. Fly poop in the pepper, as Paula would say. Or is it pepper in the fly poop? I don't even remember how she says it, but one or the other. Small thing and very small thing. That's what she said. Washington Crown die chip. Well, you know, I wouldn't be upset at that. I have never found one. That's one of those ones I have bought. But I did buy it from a friend, so it wasn't probably what online prices would have been. And at the time, actually, I traded for silver. So now he got a much better deal than probably what I did, only because of the price of silver going up so much. But that's okay. You can only buy, sell, whatever at what the value is at the time. Oh wait, I keep forgetting the Eleanor Roosevelt, Denver, gotta pull those out. Because there is a decent double die obverse on that one. Michael, most of my coins are Denver. I am in Arkansas, so I am pretty close. I'm closer to the Denver Mint than I am Philadelphia. And the majority of stuff I see, that's why it's odd. These the Mayflower Compact quarters, when I started finding those, these are all Philadelphia. And I don't know, and all the ones I found in individual roll hunts like this have been Philadelphia, but I have bought, my bank has got me, I've had at least 4 boxes of the Mayflower Compact that were 100%, the same quarter. It was all the Mayflower Compact, but they were all Denvers. found a box of coins with supposed errors and varieties that I'd come across years ago, and now realize it was a total disaster. None of the coins are actually correct. Alex, you're speaking to the choir, preaching to the choir, because yeah, anytime you think, when you start out, you're pulling things out and you're like, oh, this could be that or that could be that, not understanding necessarily that you're totally wrong. And I have got a lot of that stuff, and I've actually I've kept a lot of it as opposed to throwing it back, because now I could use it as more educational material than anything, and explain to someone why I thought what I was looking at or whatever was X, Y, or Z, and why it's not. Come on, W. Oops. Those all go over there. Next find will be a 1997 Lincoln Double Deer. I mean, maybe. I haven't found one of those yet. But I do pull those out so I can check. Come on, W. We're getting a lot of the Weir Farms tonight, but they're all, well, not all of them, but most of them are Denvers. Even if we found some Phillies, that would be okay, because there's a couple of things to look for on the Phillies. Gotta shoot tomorrow's short real quick. Alright. If you need any suggestions, I would say pull out a Harper's Ferry. Only errors I keep were really noticeable, like clips and stuff. I'll show you something I got. So like my coin shop is real good about holding back things. A lot of times if people come in and they're like, I've got all these errors or whatever, which is generally their pocket change, and most of it's really nothing, but like my coin shop guy will either sometimes hold it and ask me to look at it and see if it is anything, if he's not sure, or if he thinks it is something, then he'll tell him it's not worth anything because he doesn't really know, and then buy it from him if it is, but he'll hold stuff for me that he knows is an error or a variety. Coin Curious, what's up? Happy Friday. You have not missed anything except for me rambling some, I guess. We found a couple of decent die chips. You can see there, I've got one under the scope. The Apostle Islands with a pretty big die chip there at the top, covering some trees up. I was close, it's a homestead. Well, okay. 82 small date zinc and DDR would be nice. Yeah, that would be cool. People that go into coin shops with a box of errors are crackheads. Yeah. I will say there are a lot of people that, take stuff in there because they see false information on YouTube or wherever they're getting their coin info from. I have met some people as they come in when they're doing that though, and talk to them about some stuff, and they're very open to understanding why they are not finding something that's really outstanding, which is good. I mean, if they're willing to learn about it, then they're really into it. If they're just bringing stuff in their pocket change trying to sell it because they think they're going to make a quick buck, then you're never going to change their mind. Coolest error is a 1965 quarter with a partial missing clad layer on both obverse and reverse. That does sound pretty amazing. My mother sent me a picture of a coin when she was going through some stuff. It was a quarter, a Washington quarter. I don't know what year it was or remember what year it was. But I couldn't tell from the picture if it was missing. It had like a partial clad layer missing or whatever. And then she lost it. So I have no idea. I was really wanting to look at that. Exactly. Thanks to your YouTube channels, Indigon, Demon, Copper Coins. Yeah, it's like this one that show right way to do it and which coins are value. Well, you're very welcome, Alex. I am glad to, I will say that I try not to tell people anything that's not correct, I mean, I'm not going to be 100% accurate every time. But I don't want to try to mislead someone in that way. And I will definitely admit if I have screwed something up or said something wrong. If somebody corrects me, I am all open to learn, because I think all of us learn a little bit something new every day, and watching different people and seeing what different people hunt for and things like that, you learn a lot. So I do appreciate that. That's very nice to hear. And believe me, not everybody's going to hunt the same way. So sometimes it's fun to watch different people hunt, because it's like, oh, yeah, I don't do that, or maybe I should do that, or whatever. Like, I probably wouldn't. There's not like a lot of information just going around the internet about the 79 half dollars struck on the Susan B. Anthony stock. Yeah, so like I wouldn't have known that had I not watched EPU's stream. And then I started looking, and I started finding some, because I've got like some really underweight stuff. And it's not like it's just a lightweight planchet. It's definitely, there's a difference in it, because it's a big difference. And the coin doesn't look, when you're thinking of like if you struck, say, a quarter on dime stock or whatever, there's some weakness around, the edges or things like that, because the stock is a little bit thinner. But like the Susan B. Anthony stock is, I think, pretty much the same thickness. It's just that it's a different composition, so it's lighter. Frostbite and many others who have been my mentors. Yep. I don't know if I have photos saved of it, but I have a George VI Canada scent with his face peeling away. Ooh, that sounds pretty cool. I've got some really nice foreign errors that I got from, there was a guy selling them at our coin club meeting one time, and So I bought them all up. It didn't. I think I paid like very cheap for them for what I thought they were worth. So what I've learned is I need to learn more. Researching all the time. Yes. Thank you, Alex. Do you keep all of your die chips you find? I used to, but it got overwhelming quickly. I do not. We were just talking about that a little earlier. I mean, die chips are plentiful, and like especially the smaller ones, they're everywhere, and they're fun to have. And I may have one, example of a small chip, but then like if I do that, I'm trying to either make like a progression set or something. Um, like for example, that Washington crossing the Delaware, you can find a lot of very small die chips, right? But if you find that crown die chip, it's big. It's like all that. So you might want to make a progression set if you find different ones. The only problem is you're not going to know if it's exactly the same die or not, usually, unless there's some other kind of die marker on there, maybe. But yeah, I don't collect or I don't save all of my all of the smaller die chips that I find and die cracks. But I do keep a lot of the larger ones sometimes. If nothing else, I mean, there's people that like them and look for them, and you might set so like that Apostle Islands. You might be able to make a buck or two off of eBay on it or something. In the future, who knows? But I wouldn't charge $20 or something for it because it's definitely not worth that. It's the P in the hat. Yes, it is. MTN, yo, what's up, buddy? Thank you for stopping by. I believe I have the progression of that on that one in a box. Yeah, I know a lot of people have really kind of held those out, and because it's a neat one, and especially if you know where it's going. If you know that there's like a big one like that crown, then if you find if you're finding smaller ones, then it's kind of cool to lead up to that. Come on, W. It's a P. I will show something that our good friend there, MTN, actually sent me recently. I think I've got it around here. Hold on a second. Yes, dear.
Yeah, I was just checking on you because I texted you twice.
Okay, yeah, I did see you said meds at 10, and I will
Yeah.
bring them in there at 10. I'm still online.
Oh, okay. I love you.
All right, love you too.
Bye.
Bye, baby. Okay, never mind. Sorry, I thought I had muted that so you didn't have to hear me. Let's see. I think I'm going to start using Blink 182, all the small things for my Starper's Fairy shorts. That would be hilarious. 2026 dime progression was pretty nice. Yes, that was another one. I don't know if everybody's seen that, but we discussed that one last night on the Q&A too. There's the new dimes. There's a nice, a very large die chip at the bottom of the bust on the obverse, and you can buy the kind of a progression set of that from one of the guys off of eBay. He's got like 3 different sizes of it, I think. New phone, who dis? Yeah, exactly. Forgot to mute. Sorry, Jackalope. I gotta make sure. I'll have to pause you guys here in just a minute and go take her meds. And that's it for me. I'm not here. What are you talking about, Michael? I believe I have a progression. Dirty Water has been inspiring, hasn't he? He gives us all hope that we can actually find some really cool stuff. What is that? That's a weird looking one. Let's see what it... got something on it or something. It's just weird. Looks like... I don't know if that's crud on it or... if it's been... I don't think it's been plated. The edge doesn't look plated, but anyway. Nothing in particular there, I guess. Thank you for the hearts. Oh, just in case the call was looking for you. Yeah. I hear you. No, I'm the reason why it's hard to like I can't really texture back because I have to wear my very thick, glasses for hunting. And so I've got my computer screen back that way, and I can see I can see the cameras and stuff, and I can see the chat up there, but it's very hard to read. So I have my phone also, so I can I can look at my phone for the chat, which is a little easier. Yo, Kyle, what is up? Thank you for swinging by, my friend. I'm trying to get through this little box here. That's a filly. Maybe if I come across I've pulled out some of the homestead quarters, like what Indigon said he's making his short short on. So maybe I'll have pulled out the one that he's making a short on. Maybe we'll find that variety, whichever variety he's putting up. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Would that be intense? Like, oh my god, you found it. He would definitely have to tell us though, because I'm probably not going to even if we find one, I might not attribute that. I'm not going to take the time. Coin Curious, thank you for coming. You have a good night as well and a great weekend. I hope you're not working too much, and stay cool. It's supposed to get really hot on Sunday again. Well, looky there. We got another one. Oops. Come on. Another one of those boogers. Like I say, I probably won't keep those because those are... you can find those very frequently. Tomorrow's is actually neat, worth looking for, this one. Well, Indigon, you can tell me that tomorrow's is worth looking for, but personally, every one of them is pretty much worth looking for. Kyle just logged in for some droids. Have you been making some of the new ones? I have been working on it, but man, it gets complicated fast. I'll be pulling stuff off of the conveyor belt and piling it up, and then you pull one off and throw it on the ground, and 3 other ones will disappear. So you got to really watch what you're doing. I think that's Denver. '69 Denver. Where is that West Point? Pretty sure there's at least one in this box. I could be wrong though. They changed the interaction screen? Yeah, exactly. There definitely needs to be more space. One of my biggest problems is I have filled my lounge up with stuff that I thought I would maybe need for my next rebirth. And it's like, do I get rid of that? Or do I not? So that I can put these other ones in there. Have I mentioned how bad new coins zip sucks? I think you have mentioned that a time or two. I did try to look something up on it not too long ago, and I was thinking kind of the same thing. I'm not really impressed with it as much, you know. Here you go, Papa Giorgio. There's that 97. Oops, I do not see the double deer, though. So not on that one. We didn't find it yet. The other problem is I'll be getting ready to leave the game, and I'll see something, you know, Beskar Mythic or something pop up that I need, or that I think I might need, and then even if I don't, I'm like, well, should I get it and hold it in my slot, the place where you can put your whatever they're called. Should I hold it till tomorrow? Should I, you know, throw it back? What am I going to do? I'm so confused for a minute till I realized you're talking video games. Yeah, Droid Tycoon in Fortnite. It's a Star Wars version of a build type game. You build robots, build droids. Not the quarter of the lens. Oh! Well, the quarter, I don't know if you knew it, Papa Giorgio, but the 97p also has a doubled ear. It's not like, you know, super valuable or anything, but I do look for it because I haven't ever found one. I'm just guessing you'll find one. I don't need one. Okay. Need more space. Oh, that was Kettles. So how did they change the interaction? Is it something different? Not sure why coins that changed. Certainly isn't as easy to navigate as it was before, yeah. I think they might have done it for advertising reasons, because I don't know, it seems like there's more stuff to maneuver around. I could be wrong. I haven't used it that much, but that's what I was thinking. There's the Stacy Park Milburn quarter. I don't see a lot of those, but we shall keep that. Whole different screen. My BB-8 is gone. What? They built an entire new site. I have to make a new profile and upload our coin close shows from scratch. Well, that kind of stinks. I didn't think of it from the perspective of somebody who has to put stuff on there, but ironically, I mean, I don't even really look for like California coin shows because I'm not coming out that far usually, but I have seen yours listed. Another 2026. Oh no, that is a Philly Harper's Ferry in horrible condition. Still got to pull it out though. Your 10-year-old had to tell you it was Fortnite? Does he play Droid Tycoon? Or does he just know what we're talking about? That's funny. Yeah, just tell him whenever you're dancing on somebody's, dead body that you've just eliminated in Fortnite, it's not always a 12-year-old. Sometimes it's an old man. I just assume most of the time when I'm getting killed, it's probably some 12-year-old or... Because they're probably all very much better than I am. Let's look at that one. Oops. He said sometimes he's really into the soccer car game, the Rocket League. Yeah. I mean, I've played twice as much Rocket League as I have Fortnite because I don't mind playing Rocket League by myself. Because I can just get on there and they're 5-minute games and they just, you're done pretty quick or whatever. So everything's always changing. Fortnite, I mean, I can play by myself, but it's much more fun to play with people, I think, personally. So I like to play with friends and stuff. Kittle's too chicken to fly in the nether. Yeah, when he thinks he's killing bots in Fortnite, it's probably, yeah, some of us. Sometimes I think that too. I'm like, man, that dude just wiped me so fast. He probably thinks I'm a bot, and I hope he does. He didn't dance on me, so, maybe he just thought, oh, it's a bot. Now I'm not quite as embarrassed. Oh, God. Had to buy back my BB-8. What the heck? I will tell you, Kyle, that several times I have, as I'm rushing through like the menus or whatever, and I accidentally if I'm clicking to sell a droid that I just like manufactured, sometimes I will actually be pointed at my BB-8 and I will click on him and I won't realize it and I'll send him back and I have to go buy him back. I'll join. I can get a copy of MC for the PC. I don't play really since the Halo days. Got really into World of Warcraft for a few years. Kind of left the console behind when I tried to go back. I was horrible. Yeah, I think you have to definitely stick with it. Alright, I'm going to go through this roll real quick, and then I'm going to have to run and get my daughter her meds. I will let you guys talk amongst yourselves for a moment, and then I will be right back. Well, someone put a hole in that guy's neck. Or they had a hole and they tried to fill it. I don't know which that might be. Oh wait, I keep forgetting Eleanor. Eleanor D. Another 2026, and it's a filly. Okay. Alright, give me just a minute. I will be right back. We are down to like 24 rolls, so I might get finished with this actually within the next 30 minutes if I speed up a little bit. So I will be right back. Okay, sorry about that. What did I miss? Michael, good night. Time for bed. Take care. You have a good evening. I appreciate you coming in. I apologize that it's so late. What's under the scope? You missed it. It's just a hole. Dirty water. Square hole. Square holes sometimes indicate old nails, but I could be wrong. Yeah, maybe. Let's see what the other side looks like. It looks square down through there, doesn't it? Like if I lifted it up, maybe, I don't know. Where did it go? Oh, I turned it, that's why. It just looks weird, but it looks like it becomes square further down there. That white is the base of the microscope underneath it. I think you and he pieced at the same pace. Well, actually, I would say that's a compliment. Thank you, Papa G. We probably do. I am much slower than I should be, I guess. I also definitely try not to miss things, only because I like even the tiny varieties. Another dryer coin, all scraped up and stuff. Any new subscribers? You mean as of this particular stream? Let me look and see. I'm up 2 from a while ago, so possibly. Phillips head screwdriver and a hammer. Yeah. Still stuck at 7 subscribers and 665 bots. There you go. I don't understand how some of these coins can make it into a roll, because I tried to put them through the coin counting machine and they simply will not go. And then I'll hand them to the teller and they'll be like, what am I supposed to do with this? And I'm like, I don't care. Give it back to the government or something. I don't care what you do with it. Just give me my money. That's the funniest thing I've ever heard. I had one teller turn to, good lord, that's like proof like it's in Denver. Turn to his, I don't know, boss maybe or whatever and be like, what am I supposed to do with this? What should I do with this? And she was like, just put it in with some that we give to one of our businesses or something. I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't guess they have any protocol for destroying coins like they do for, like, bills and stuff, maybe. Legend has it that the 22D no-D Lincoln cent was produced when a die clash caused an employee to overpolish a die. I've never been able to locate an example of the alleged die clash, however. I don't know. I don't know. Though that would maybe make sense as to how it could happen. That's filling. We'll hold on to that one. Spin the McDonald's? Yeah, I could do that. Or again, they would be good for the tip jar, right? Have 273 people who haven't given up on me yet despite not uploading for a few years now. I believe I'm one of those, Jackalope. The zinc and self-destruct. What? The zinc and self-destruct coming to a Jefferson near you, yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I mean, I get the reasoning, but there's not some other really cheap metal that we could use. Let's look at that one. Well, that's kind of cool. Okay. Now we have a hold coin. And we have a... Hey, Mo! Oh my god. Get in there. I mean, our best stuff has been damaged tonight, but maybe we'll find something when we go through these ones that I pulled out to check. There's a nice West Virginia, but it's Denver. If that was a Philly with a cut on it, that'd be pretty sweet. Because, yes, we love our cuds. Most is like from The Simpsons, right? That's an error worth thousands on eBay, yes. Especially if that's your name. at Flaming Moe's. Come on. What's that, 95? Eleanor. Where is that W? I know it's in here somewhere. I like it when the kids called him Prank Mo. Yes. Did you see the episode, the crossover with Family Guy and The Simpsons? Stewie calls, he wants to call Mo and prank call him. It's not quite the same. So funny, so funny. Hey, is there an alcoholic? There was 3 1993 Phillies right in a row. How in the world does that happen after how many years? They're traveling together or something? See some of the weirdest things. Well, there's a Philly, but I don't see any of those big die chips on it. I'm looking for that one on the right hand side of the roof that Dirty Water keeps finding. What year I missed the 2000s to now? I remember the first episode of on the Tracy Ullman show. Yeah, that was a long time ago, wasn't it? What's funny is if you're like me, like I would record The Simpsons every week, so I still have VCR tapes that are full of episodes, and I don't even need them now because, you know, they're all streaming. You can watch them all. But I've still got them just in case. Maybe I could open my own Blockbuster. Probably go over as well as the first one in the end. Amanda Hug and Kiss. I think I've mentioned it before, but when I first went to work for the Walmart home office, the office that I was in was a double wide trailer on the back of one of the warehouses, and there was a forklift driver in the warehouse, and we'd be walking through the warehouse, and they would call her, and her name was Anita Mann. And they'd be like, Anita Mann, go to such and such, whatever. Like, surely she married into that name, right? Because her parents couldn't have been that cruel. Is the white bucket your checkers or go bags? So on this side is my checkers, and this one is my go bags. You ready just in case the internet gets shut down? That's right. There you go. But problem is, Alex, I don't have a VCR player. I mean, like I don't have. I couldn't play it even if it did happen. What's up, Southern Coin Hunter? Thank you for coming in. Hope all is well in your world. Maybe we should check one of those. There's a really nice DDR on that Sally Ride. It's VDDR number 3. Might have been discovered by someone we know. I don't have very many Discovery coins out there, but that was one I did send in. Still no W. We are getting closer. Probably should give it up here in a few minutes, but we're pretty close, and I appreciate all of you that have stuck with me. Before she became a forklift driver, her name was Anita Job. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Denver, not West Point. Oh wait, I keep forgetting that Eleanor. That's a new one. Just so you guys know, there is a unlisted DDO on the Eleanor Roosevelt quarter from Denver. There are some DDRs on the, and DDOs, I think, both on the Philly. At least 2 of each, I believe. I'll have to get another keeper bucket. My last box of quarters gave me a W and an NIFC. I haven't found either, Southern Coin Hunter. Maybe soon. I am hopeful. Gold Maple, welcome. Thank you for coming in. Hope you find some interesting quarters like 90% silver ones. That would be great. I would love to see that. Those that are commemorative, state quarters, women's quarters, national parks, etc. Absolutely. Wait, what? It's Pacific Coin Hunter's birthday? I got my new eyewear too. Hopefully my prescription sunglasses will be Monday or Tuesday for my birthday present. Oh, when is your birthday, Pacific? Night, Kyle. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. Definitely. For this year, you have got how many? 4 W's and 3 NIFCs. That's not bad. Not bad at all. That looks like... Oh my god. Anybody know what's wrong with that one? Besides it's bent, it's... Ew. Let's see. Looks like it's been through a fire. Definitely seen some heat somewhere. Come on, Lowly. Oh, you know, I wanted to, hang on. Oops. I was going to show, if I can find it, because I thought I had it right here. If I can find it. I can't find it, can I? Okay, well I may have put it back in my book already. But I was going to show, because MTN was in here, and I don't know if he's still here, but MTN actually sent me a Lowell earring, because I did not have one. And oddly enough, the day that he went to send it to me, or right around there, I don't know exactly, but he found another one. Nice Fort McHenry DDR and last in pocket chains. That's good. Love the Fort McHenrys. You're born in 1980. I like me. You should check out Canadian quarters. Lots of interesting. Oh, Golden Maple. I do love a lot of the Canadian quarters. I wish that, I really wish that our mint would do like some of the colorized stuff and things like that that Canada has done. They are sweet. Your old channel was in honor of Metal Monkeys. Found Eleanor Roosevelt and Anime Wong quarters. Awesome. It's a video on my channel. I'm getting messed up. Oh, you did a video on your find, you're saying? I'll have to go check it out. I'll tell you one of the coolest things that I've ever found gold maple was, as far as Canadian goes, is I found a dime with two clips, two planchet clips. Yes, no, I know Pacific Coin Hunter. I just did. I would have never known why you had named yourself Monkey King Metals. I don't know. I mean, was that part of? Were you part of that, or I just always? I mean, I didn't know exactly why you named yourself that, but I also know that you visit a lot of channels and things that I don't hang out at too much. Also had an 1897 V nickel on Monday night. Oh, nice. Very cool. Got all the U.S. states. Now trying to get the clad presidential and Native American dollar coins. Yeah, they're. You could probably talk to EPU about picking up some of those. He likes to hunt them, and he'll pull out a lot of those dollar coins that most of us won't see. I know he keeps some of them, but I'm sure he'd be willing to part with some of them too. Mexican 10 and 20 peso coins are cool to collect. Many in the 1990s were made of 999 silver. Very cool. I will say, I do like foreign silver just because it's cool usually. Another 2026, and it's Philadelphia. Childhood nickname Monkey. I was born in 1980, the year of the monkey. Oh, okay. The year of the metal monkey. I gotcha. Southern Coin Hunter, you completed the presidential proof book. Did you buy those? Or find them? Because I'm sure they're hard to find, People have to break those out usually and stuff. Where does the king come in? Because he's the king, EPU. Come on. Bought a couple Sterling Canada nickels from RFT on Wednesday. Can't wait. They look pretty sweet proofs. That sounds pretty cool, yeah. You still like climbing trees? Nice. Alright, we're down to the last 5 rolls. We are almost there. Last row magic. Can we find a silver? Can we find a W? Can we find some huge strike through or cut or something else? Hey Garrett, welcome in. Thanks for coming. Hope you are doing well this Friday night. It is the start of the weekend. Come on, W. Another chance. Nope. Nope, nope. Not a bad Iowa. Tuskegee, but that one's from Denver. Philly, Salt River Bay. Those have a really nice, actually a couple of really nice double die obverses. Not to mention double die reverse as well. Right there in the middle of that mangrove tree. I have yet to find, there's a really nice one that's kind of got like the rivets that you see on the mangrove tree itself. And I have yet to find that, but I will someday. I did know the Monkey King movies, but never saw them. I was a bookworm as a kid. You don't know much about it. Night EP, thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. Southern Corn Hunter, you have that Salt River Bay DDO. It's a nice one, isn't it? No problem, Garrett. Thank you for just hanging out with us. We are almost through the box. And then I've got a few that I just wanted to quickly go through and check under the scope just to see if we can find something cool. He's bored, Papa G. Shh. New Mexico's also have DDRs on both Denver and Philly. They also have some pretty decent die clashes. They also have die clash on at least one of the DDRs that I know of, because I found one just the other day. Also have the Apostle Island EDO that y'all put up on the Lifecoin Q&A a couple of years ago. Yeah, that one's a good one. I pull out all those Apostle Islands looking for that one for sure. Yikes. $2026 Philadelphia. Getting to the end. Thought we were separating all the silvers. I didn't. I knew they didn't sound like silvers being thrown. Yeah, I wish I was separating out silvers. That would be great. I do have. I got about 3 rolls of silver quarters that I actually need to go through and hunt for varieties, so I'll probably have to make a video of that whenever I do it. Hopefully we'll find something good in there. Yeah, if we find an NIFC, it'd be nice to find a silver one. Wouldn't that be cool? Like a silver proof. Why don't you just do it on a live stream? Well, I don't know. Would you guys be interested in sitting through that while I try to scope up some silver quarters and see if we can find anything? I mean, I know some people like to watch, that kind of a hunt. And we'll do some here in just a minute to see if we can find something cool. I know everyone would be like, what you want for one of those 5? Probably, you're probably right. That's what I'm waiting for. Sloppy likes it. I know, yeah, there we go. For sure. Well, maybe we will look at doing that sometime in the near future. I definitely need to probably do a few more live streams, because if I'm trying to get some watch hours up, and that's about the best way to do it, I think. Is the Apostle Islands unlisted? No. Are you talking about the die chip that we found? Not much different than hanging box. True. I guess you're right. Ooh, Denver District of Columbia. We sure would love one of those DDRs. The DDO. I'm trying to think. Wait. It wasn't the Apostle Islands I was thinking of when he said that. I was thinking of the, what's the one with the tree? The tree on it. It's another big DDO. But I don't know if the Apostle Islands is or is not. I can go look in a minute. Dirty Water, good night. Thank you so much for hanging out. Pictured Rocks, yes, that's the one I'm thinking of. Exactly. That was the one I was thinking of. But I don't know if the Apostle Islands is listed or not, to be honest with you. I would have to go check. Salt River Bay is the other big one, yeah. Vern, what's up? Thank you for coming. Hope you're having a good evening. you Philly. Whoa. That's kind of worn out a little bit. Oh my gosh, last roll. Can we get a little last roll magic? We got a green one. Doesn't look very magical. It is a Philly. It's a homestead. It could be magical. No silver, though. Might should keep that Arkansas. It's pretty nice. Somebody in my family might want that. Have I found an 09 DC DDR FS801? I don't believe I have. No. I mean, that's one of those, that's one of the dream ones, right? That's one of those where I feel like, you know, maybe I'll get lucky because I do get more Denver coins than I do Philly. And no West Points either. Well, gosh darn it. Alright, let's see. Let me move some stuff out the way. And then we will look at a little bit of this stuff. Why do I have this anime one? I must have missed the discard with that one. Put that aside. These are all our counter stamp. We got that counter stamped one. Big die chip. A couple of Arizona die chips, a hole, and a burnt one. Burnt all to heck. Actually, it might have got stuck in something because maybe even like a dryer coin kind of thing, but it definitely had some heat to it. Okay, let's see. Even more than the 76. I mean, I wouldn't mind having either one of them, Midwest. For sure. I don't have either. I would love to find one of them. First thing we are going to do is... Why is my computer looking weird? Okay. We are going to check out some 79s and 80s and 74s. These guys, there's not really any doubling on them or whatever, but I pulled them out because there is a possibility of them being struck on dime stock. And if they are, they will weigh somewhere around like 4.4, 4.7, I think, in between there. Normally they're supposed to be 5.67 around. You can see that one weighs 5.66. Let me see, make sure you can see this on here. Maybe I should turn the light down just a hair. No? Better, worse? I think you can see that. So anything that's 5.66, okay, so 5.4, that's just because it's worn down a little bit. But it really needs to be down like 4.5 approximately in order to be. And this would be a really good find. I mean, I definitely enjoy that. Those kind of coins, I think, you know, even in kind of crappy condition, they sell for 30 or 40 bucks. Glad to find a couple more people up yonder today going through streams. There you go. Oops. 5.6. Why is my thing now? I touched it or something. 5.6, 5.6, 5.7. So all of those are regular. Oh wait, I got two more. There's a 5.6 and 5.6. Alright, so no find there, but that's okay. We don't find a lot of those either. That's why they're worth a little bit of money. If you weigh 10 at a time, it's faster. Papa G, what if one of them was really heavy, though, and one was really light? You'd never know. Got you there, didn't I? Yeah. All right, let's see. I am going to, let's go to our bigger view, our close-up view. How about that? Maybe we can see a little bit better. And I'm going to move my scope a little closer so I can see what we see. First we're going to look at some bicentennials. Let's see if we can get this working. Looking for that DDO on the bicentennials. This one's really got a nice weak spot. Struck through some grease there on the drummer's boy's drum, looks like. It's kind of interesting, but just see if we can find anything. I gotta change my glasses, I think. All right. Oh, much better. What are the odds on that happening? I don't know, but you know, my I don't know if it's my OCD or ADHD or whatever I've got would just probably not let me do that. I think it would take the extra few takes to check. Yeah, I mean, it probably wouldn't happen, but if I thought that I could have messed up, that would be that would be the kicker right there. That's the problem. Not seeing any doubling. If I did see that, though, you guys might have to pick me up off the floor. It's a pretty nice coin. And nothing on that one. So, no bicentennial DDO. Next, let's look at what did I do? I'm not going to put these in any order really, but we'll just see what we can see, if we can do this very well. Like I say, I'm not great at hunting with the microscope, but if we can get it to work. What we're looking for is right in this area there. There is sometimes some doubling along the leg. Why is it freezing? I don't know. Maybe if I turn the light down just a hair, it might work better. Nope, still didn't want to do it. But right in there, that's where we'd be looking. This is the Cumberland Islands. We've got a homestead. It's not in too bad a shape. We're looking right there in those windows to see if we see any doubling in those windows. Most hunts, dimes, and quarters are silver edge roll hunters. Yeah, I can't do that. I mean, I did on the last stream just because I wanted to get through the last rolls to see if we had any silver. But then I went back and checked everything as well because I just couldn't leave it. Come on. Do I need to... Let me reset this real quick, see if I can... See if it'll help. Hold on. Sorry about that. I think it has to do with the being hooked up to the computer. Yeah, it's not gonna do very good, I guess. We'll just have to deal with it like this, but no doubling. I don't see any doubling on that one. So this one is the Salt River Bay. We're gonna check the In God We Trust, and there should be, you'd see some really good thickness in those letters there, which we don't. There's also, like I say, on the reverse, right in this area, right in here, this part of the mangrove, if it's not worn down, there's like some grooves, and you can see sometimes right in that little section right there, there'll be some doubling, like it'll protrude out to the side a little bit. And it's pretty sweet. Block Island, you've got some doubling that you can find along the wing. I am not necessarily seeing it. Might have to tilt this a little bit just to make sure, because sometimes there's a lighting issue. I don't see any on that. Wyoming, we all probably know that there's doubling right there in the saddle horn. I don't see anything around there. This is a Fort McHenry, and I don't know if you're aware, but there is potential. What do we have? Wait. Oh my gosh, we found us a double die. Jackpot! Can you see it right here? It's under the jacket, and it just sticks out there a little bit. It protrudes out. That's a pretty cool find. Nice. We have at least one DDR. Very cool. Got a Washington crossing the Delaware. Most of these are right up there under the cuff. And I'm not seeing anything. This is all of these are on Philadelphia's too, by the way. Not seeing anything on that one. Got a Minnesota. Looking for extra trees right there where those 3 trees are mostly. Not seeing anything on that one. The Perry's Victory. If you saw my short on this, there are some double dyes right along this area, the side of his leg. There's some in there. As I always say though, keep your eye open for, other things around the coin, because it doesn't always have to be right in the middle like that. But those are where some of the known ones are. Another Washington crossing the Delaware. Nothing on that one. No die chip. Oh, here's our DC. And I don't see the big DDR. There's only a couple on the Denver. There's a couple also on the Philly, but that big one is on the Denver. Another Perry's Victory. Not seeing anything there or elsewhere on his legs. Got another Cumberland Gap. Oops. Not seeing anything on the legs there. So we're 1 for about 20 right now. Got another chance at a DC. Not seeing it. Why is the DE called DC? The Duke Ellington? Because it is, it's from the District of Columbia. So that's, it's one of the territory, like Washington, D.C. basically. So we just call it the D.C. sometimes. But it's one of the territorial quarters. Got another homestead. Not seeing anything. Sometimes you really gotta. Sometimes these are very small and you really gotta look hard, but I don't think. I'm gonna look it with my loupe real quick. I don't think. No, I'm wrong. I'm wrong because, and that's why I can't hunt with a scope. Because I was thinking, is that one or is that not one? So let's see if we can get this zoomed in or looked at clear enough, I guess. So right above the pump handle in this, it's the third window down and to the right. You'll see right at the top left there is just a little extra piece going to basically the east side of that window, and it's just very tiny, but there you go. It's a DDR. So that's 2. Ozark Riverways is a good one because you've got you're right, Garrett. I mean, we can call it Duke Ellington either way, and most people do, I think. So you can have doubling up here, the right hand side of the tree. You've probably seen several of these that Indigon has shown off. I'm not seeing anything there. There's also right down in this little window right here, there's a lot of different DDRs. There are some in these upper windows as well, but I have not found any of those. There is also some up in the tree leaves up here. So that's another place that we look. Usually they are kind of southern direction on the tree or on the leaves. I don't see it. I see there looks like there's a little bit of dye deterioration, so it looks kind of like it's worn in between some of those leaves, but that's not doubling, I don't believe. And then there's also some on this railway, if I can get it I don't usually find those either around here, but that's why errors confuse me so badly, not like our old school DDOs or DDO. True, right. So the class 9s are, yes, a little bit different. And they are so tiny. Okay, so here is what I was thinking of. So the pictured rocks, right? So this one has a nice potential DDO in the In God We Trust that is similar to the Salt River Bay, but I'm not seeing that one. We got Eleanor Roosevelt. Thought we'd take a look at this. So this right here, if you can see right there on her eyeball, or on his eyeball, excuse me, it's Washington's, that extra looking thing right there, that's actually some master, I believe, dye doubling. So it's on a lot of these, and it's also found on different American women's quarters. So there's a lot of because they use the same dyes for a lot of the different designs for the on the reverse, but the obverse was the same. I think there's also some potentially in the hair, but that's all master dye stuff. But there's potential back here on also on the reverse. This is Philly, right? Yeah, it's a Philly. It looks like there might be some there. Hang on, let me look. I gotta look with my loupe because that's the only thing I trust is my eyes. Yeah, so I guess I'm not quite wrong, but let's see if we can get it focused right here. So there is a little bit of doubling right here on the, I call it the chain holding the pan. And it's just a little small piece. I'm not seeing it really anywhere else. There's some stuff that looks kind of like doubling, but it's more reflection, I think, on there. But that little piece right there, just going up the side of that. Not very large at all, but it is a DDR. I love learning about errors. That's why I watch multiple people. Yep, absolutely. Because everybody, like I say, everybody looks for different things and everybody knows different things. And I love to watch people do it too because I'm always learning new stuff. I'm not seeing anything on this one. What we really want is to find the one that's like right up here. There's a huge doubled pump handle. That's the nicest one. This is the, what is it, the Denali? Yeah, Denali, Alaska, right? Alaska Denali. And you can find some doubling on the back of that. I guess it's a ram, the back of the ram's neck usually, but I am not seeing any there. Another Minnesota. Again, looking for extra trees. I see some scratches, but not anything too doubly. Got a Mount Rushmore. These things you can find. Oh, and we found right there. These things I was going to say you can find, they're a dime a dozen. There's a ton of them. And you can see right there at the bridge of his nose, there's some doubling going down through there. So that's a pretty good one. I hate trying to attribute these because it's very difficult. Some of them, they all look the same and there's like 100 of them. And you have to kind of go by like the little lines in, like seeing the lines behind the nose to try to measure them, and it's just, it is god awful, but they're pretty cool. Let's see. This one is the Cumberland Gap, yeah, and you can find some doubling in the cuff of this guy's jacket, like sometimes on the outside here, sometimes right under that cuff, and I'm not seeing any. I know Dirty Waters found a few of these recently in some of his videos. That's that stank. Fort McHenry. There's some really nice ones up in the bursts, which I'm not seeing any. There's also, you can look in these little windows down here and this doorway, like usually at the bottom of the door frame right there, or bottom or sides of the windows. Not seeing there. There's also sometimes doubling on this wall or up this roof of this little building right there. And we also check the flag, because sometimes there's some on the bottom of the flag or the side of the flag. All over the place. Not seeing it. Here we've got the Sally Ride. And there are 2 or 3 different ones that are right there. Is that possibly one on her cuff? On the cuff of her jacket right here? Looks like it might be a little bit right there. There's several in that area, some that are kind of more spiky. There's also some that are like on her chin. So we have to look in that area, but that does look like, looks like it might be a small one. I'm trying to take a look closer here. I'm thinking not. It looks more like it's reflective, so I'm going to say probably not on that one. We've also got, so the American Memorial Park. You know this one because we look for the West Points on these. But there's also a really nice DDO in the In God We Trust, similar again to like the Salt River Bay. And don't see it there. And hi, it's listed on Wexler's. Oh, Change is Good. What's up, Change is Good? That's Hub Master Die Doubling. Which one? Which one are you talking about? Got another Perry's Victory here. Not seeing anything there. The Sally Ride, okay. So that little part on her upper collar, I guess it would be, is master doubling. I mean, it doesn't look like much. It doesn't even look really like doubling per se, but that's good to know. Very good to know. There are a lot of like master die, master hub doubling stuff, so you have to keep an eye out for it. And I'm not seeing any doubling on this guy. Yeah, it's on all of them. Okay. Cool. Got another Ozark Riverways. Gonna look at this tree again. I don't see anything on the tree. Not seeing anything in the windows per se. Nothing down there. And what about the upper leaves? Not seeing anything there. Nothing on that one. Another Cumberland. Not seeing any on there. In this area. We don't have a lot more, so I appreciate you guys sticking around. Okay, so this one is a yes, Philly. So we gotta check both sides because sometimes there are some DDOs. Like eyelid, doubled nose. Not seeing there. Doubled hair, doubled ears. Got a lot of stuff to look for on these things. Ponytail, no. On the letters, no. On the date, no. Turn her over. There's, oops, sometimes some. On the middle, no. Hair. Letters, her little medal on her vest. I'm not seeing anything. Not seeing anything. One more Wyoming. Is that a little something or is that a reflection? I don't think it's anything, but let me look closer here. No, it's just the way the dirt makes it look, so we're good. Nothing on that one. We got another American Memorial Park. Looking for that DDO and not seeing it. Another Washington crossing the Delaware. Nothing under the cuff. No big crown. Just a few more here. Got another Fort McHenry. Whoa. So much reflection. So much reflection. Let's see. Not seeing anything in the starburst. Flag, no. Nothing on the building, it doesn't look like. No window, no door frame. Pretty much nothing, yes. Let's see. First Bombay hook we've looked at. If you've seen on some of the shorts, you can have doubling in between those grass places. And it looks like we do have some doubling on this one. Right here under this, the top piece of grass headed southward, you can see there's a little bit of a bump right there. Actually, two of them, I guess. Looks like that's a little bit of doubling. So that's pretty sweet. One more of these guys. Not seeing anything. There's also, right up in here in between the flag and the pole, there's a huge die chip that almost fills that entire area. So I like to look for that one as well. A lot of people don't know, but on the River of No Return, which is also a potential West Point quarter, which most people look at, but there is some doubling at the tops of the trees that has been listed. And I'm not seeing it there. One more Washington crossing the Delaware. Not seeing that. No die chip. And then the Cumberland. Doubling around his shoulder there. There is none. Not seeing it. So yeah. So the last thing then we've got is I've got 9 of these 2026 Mayflower compacts. And we will look at all the little areas. So one of the places is right in the inside of that. Let me get my pointer. Right in the inside here of the sail. There's also a potential to have some right in here on this strand of whatever you want to call it. There's also some down here at the bottom, like all coming off of the ship heading north. I'm not seeing any of those. Let me look at this one. It just looks like reflection to me. Yes. There's also potential going up that rattan towards the crow's nest. Not seeing that. There's also some. See, now this one's hard to tell. So, to me, in the scope, that looks like that could potentially be some doubling, but they all kind of look like that. And that would be the one that would be listed on Variety Vista potentially as DDO001. I don't know, it might be. It's so hard to tell, but the only die marker he shows on there is a die clash in the hat. There are some pretty nice die clashes you can find on the CDT quarters in front of Washington's face, by the way. Okay, I don't think I've seen that one. I'll have to look it up. But he shows a picture of the hat right in here and says that there's a die clash as a marker for DDO00 or DDR001. And I can't even see on the picture where it shows a clash. I don't even know what he's talking about as far as a clash goes. So I'll hold those aside anyway because I don't know if it is or isn't that. But it looks like it could be. It looks like it could be doubled. So this one, that looks normal. That part looks normal. Looking at the ship. Go up through here. Not seeing. Oops. Come on, quit freezing up. Now see how the inside of that one, let's look at it. The inside of this one, right here along this rattan on the left hand side, see how it looks kind of flat, right? And this one was the one I said looks like it could be doubled. See how much thicker that is right there, and how it also kind of protrudes off right at the top and at the bottom a little bit. You can kind of tell that there's I won't say separation, it's not really separation, but that extra thickness. So this one looks like potentially that DDR, but the other one, the next one, did not. This looks pretty normal. Oops. It's flat. There's nothing really there sticking out, you see. So maybe that first one is. I'm thinking, I'm hoping, I don't know. This one, up. Now see here we've got, this might be the number one on my not listed varieties. See right in the crease there of the sail and the post, there is some extra thickness coming off of there, and it kind of goes down a little bit. You can also see a very tiny bit right here on the inside of that rattan, right at the place where it connects together. Here's where I was talking about this little triangle. There's a lot of extra thickness right there, which is pretty sweet. I don't think there's any, if this is the number one that I had on my list, there's nothing on the ship, nothing down here, and I don't think there's anything up higher either. I think that's all that shows. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. But that's pretty sweet. So that's potentially 2 out of, and see, this is how frequent they are, because I got 9 of them. That's 2 out of 3, right? That have some kind of doubling on them. So there's going to be a lot. That one looks like it's got some doubling as well, right there in that sail. Not seeing any up there. I don't see any on the inside. This may have been one of the smaller ones. I don't think I did a video on that one, but there could be some doubling right on this right hand side, maybe. I'm not positive. Right there. Let me look at it with my loupe. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no, I don't think so. Well, and I'm looking at the sail as well. And I'm actually thinking that may not be doubling there. But interestingly enough, right in between here, there's a die chip. I would imagine that's a die chip. I don't think that's doubling. Looks like a die chip. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, so I'm saying no to the doubling on that one. This one looks rather normal to me. Now this right here, see how that on the rattan, the right hand side of the rattan, looks like doubling. That's mechanical doubling. That's just damage when the coin was ejected after being struck. And you have to really kind of look at it. You can see how it kind of gouges into the design and not enhances it, doesn't make it thicker. And you can have that on even on ones that have doubling or not, you know. That just happens whenever the coin is struck and being ejected. Yeah, I'm still going, Paula. Sorry, I just I talk a lot, but I'm just going through some that I wanted to scope, and looky there, we've got another one of these doubling right here in the underneath the sail. we've got, oops, I'm trying to hold it at a little bit of an angle so the light gets it just right. There's very little doubling right there on the inside of that rattan. And there is doubling right here, going along that rope or whatever that is. And I think that's the same one that we found a little earlier, and that was pretty much all that we saw. So that's a pretty cool one. We got about 3 more of these. Don't be sorry. Thank you. Did your grandson win the game? Did they win? This one, see how it looks like there's a little bit of doubling, but this is that same, looks like that same die chip right there. You complain we've been babbling too much. So I don't think that part is doubling. I think it's just, maybe it's, you know, some die wear or something. And I'm not seeing anything else. There again, always good examples. I like to find these, especially when we're talking about them, because, oops, right in here, that is some more ejection doubling or mechanical doubling. That makes it look like there's some doubling there, but it's really cutting into the design and not making it thicker. So you can see that all over the coin. You just have to be on the lookout. Doesn't look like anything on that. Nothing on the ship. Oops, not seeing. My fingers. Doesn't look like we have the doubling on the inside there. So that one looks regular. And our last one looks like, is that also some ejection doubling? Because there's that die chip again we're looking at right in between that, I don't know what those pieces are, the sail and the post or whatever. Yeah, so that looks like, that definitely looks like it's cutting into the sail there. So that's not, that's machine doubling. But we do have that little die chip right through there. So that's kind of a cool one. But no doubling. So we had 9 in total, and we had 3 of them that were double dies. So you're looking at, 30% of what we're finding be having double dies in those. And then we found, what else do we find? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We found 7. Oh, let me flip back over to my other view because we're looking here. Okay. So we had, so that's our stack of non-2026 double dies. There's 3 that were double dies. Then we had 3, 6. We had 7 other double die coins. We had a painted. We had a hold. We had 2 Arizonas with die chips over the initials. We had the Apostle Islands with the big die chip up on the, covering the whatchamacallit, trees up there. We had the Hey Mo. Or maybe I'm reading it backwards. Maybe it should be Greek letters. Cam's still close up. What? It's not showing you the all. Hang on. Let me push to the live button. Oh no. Are you maybe a little? Well, I'm seeing it on mine as the regular screen. Do you not see the screen with both? Okay. He retracted. Okay, Garrett. Thank you. Just making sure. Um, so, yeah. So anyway, what do we have over here? Oh, those were some more rejects. Okay. We had a really nice 1965, which was pretty sweet. We had also a pretty nice Massachusetts that freaking looked like, well, I can't really show it very well. It looks like a dang proof. I mean, it's almost got cameo to it. It's crazy. But it's Denver. It's a Denver coin. Why is everything reversed? I have to fix my camera. But anyway, so some nice coins, some double dies. We did come out pretty well. I still have, another a full tub of checkers basically to go through. Mo is upside down. That's what I was saying, Papa Giorgio. Maybe it is supposed to be upside down and it's Greek letters. But I don't know. I'm sure not. Just being funny. But that was pretty good as far as not having, any of the big dogs. But there might still be something else in the checkers. I will have to let you guys know if I find anything really decent. But otherwise, I mean, it's a pretty good hunt. Pretty good collection of things that we ended up finding. Does anybody have any questions on anything? Maybe a mint set coin? It could be something like that. Denver's just known sometimes for having really nice strikes. It just and there are coins that are, when you grade them, they're like proof-like. So it's just kind of that, and it's more the reverse than the obverse, because there's, it just looks that way, like with the state and everything, looks so, I don't know, almost like it has cameo to it. Anyway, but yeah, not too bad. Not a silver mint set coin. We can tell that because if I can, you can see right there. Of course, on the edge, it's a clad coin. It's not a silver. That would be sweet if it was. I would love that if it was. But yeah. Anybody have any questions? If not, I'm gonna let everybody go because I know there's probably not very many people watching anyway right now. So I know everybody's tired. I'm sorry. We do have 12 people in, so thank you so much for hanging around. If you haven't hit that like button, hit the like button for me. It looks gorgeous. Nope, no problems, Garrett. No problems. It's always best to question than to just, because sometimes, hey, like I said, I'm not perfect, and I'd be happy to admit that. But if nobody has anything else, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to get off of here. Thank you so much, Garrett. Thank you, Paula. Thank you, whoever else is left. I don't know. Change is Good might still be here, Ron. Whoever else is in the chat. Thanks so much. And everyone have a great evening and a great rest of the weekend. I don't know if I will try to do another something this weekend. Like I said, I've got 3 more boxes of these quarters. And I don't know if they're getting me another order next week because that's my regular week to get coins, and I'm not sure why I even got any this week. But Papa Giorgio, thank you. Vern, thank you for sticking around. But anyway, if I do, come and say hi. If I don't see you, you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you next time.